Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Just My Two Cents. I'm super excited to be back with another video. So, if this outfit looks familiar, it's probably because you saw it in the last review. I am recording all of this on one day. So, yeah, so same everything. So, let's jump right into the review for 1000 Pound Best Friends, Season 1, Episode 5. Once again, sorry for the glare. We're going to work through this. So, let's get started. All right. So this episode starts off with Megan and Jackie continuing their whole little argument outside of Jackie's house as Vanessa is moving out. And Vanessa finally interjects and kind of tries to ease the situation, calm the tensions between the two. And I'm just sitting here like, poor Jackie. Poor Jackie. They probably had the bills split. They probably had the rent split. They probably had a good working relationship. And then here we go with Megan putting this in Vanessa's head that she needs to move out. And I do feel like that if Jackie wanted Vanessa to stay, she should have kind of reevaluated how she was really enabling her sister to live a destructive lifestyle. So I will say, Jackie, you might have could have changed the way you was kind of feeding your sister and bringing that type of food into the house. But I do feel bad because we don't know if they were financially dependent on each other. And for her to just like up and move out of the house and possibly put her and her sister in that type of situation is somewhat concerning for me. So they jump into the van, they drive off like the Scooby-Doo crew, and they go to Vanessa's new house. And Vanessa's new house is really nice. I'm not going to sit here and take anything from that. Her house is really nice. I'm excited that it was furnished for them already. And I like that her children really enjoy that space. Now, I will say this. I'm really happy that they have moved into this house, but I'm concerned. I'm concerned because when we first met Vanessa on Too Large, she was selling scrap metal as well as other little knickknacks that you can resell for money. And in this season, we have seen Vanessa going to thrift stores to find items that she can resell. Now, it's really concerning for me because it doesn't seem like Vanessa is financially independent, financially stable. And my concern is that first, she has this nice, beautiful house, right? And she has this nice, beautiful house. But what I don't want to happen is for when we see them next season, I don't want the season to start off with Vanessa having to move back in with Jackie. And I don't want to see Vanessa staying with another friend that's on the show or that they plan to introduce. And I also don't want to see or hear that her and her kids had to go to a homeless shelter because they couldn't afford the rent. And my concern stems from because it will set Vanessa back in her weight loss as well as her oldest son back in his weight loss. And also just the research out there about kids who move from house to house to house and have like an unstable living environment and how that can impact the youngest child and just them overall, right? So that's just my concern, but I'm happy that she has a nice house. I do feel like she probably should not have moved out still. I think eventually she should have moved out, but right now in this situation, especially considering everything that's happening in the world, I don't know about all that, but we'll move on. So next we move to Vanessa really wanting to thank Megan for everything that she's done and to kind of pay it forward and give back to Megan a little bit. So she talks about how she remembers when they first went to Dr. Proctor's office, and she said that she wanted to walk on the beach. And she introduces the trip that we'll see later on in this episode, where her Tina, and Ashley have all chipped in to take Megan down to one of the beaches in Florida. And I thought that was really nice of them. And I also thought, like, where they getting this money from to be taking these trips? Because Vanessa, when we first saw her in this season, forget last season, in this season, her car had broken down and she was pushing her car, and in the last episode, she was trying to get money to thrift and resell things. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, maybe TLC paid for this. And if so, it's cool, it's whatever. It is what it is. But it's a lot of questions. It's a lot of questions. So Megan is really taken aback by this. She's really happy by this. So in the next scene, we see Megan and Tina at the park, and Tina is playing with her kids. And one of her kids is on this jungle gym rope type of thing that's meant for kids to play with. And of course, like most kids, they're like, come up here and play with me, mommy, and stuff like that. And she's like, baby, I can't. And she kind of feels bad, but I'm like, Tina, don't feel bad, because that toy or that piece of playground equipment is made for kids. It's not made for adults to climb up there. So unless you're like a really, really small adult. So don't feel bad that you can't get up there. And so then it transitions to Megan and Tina sitting on the bench, and Tina is talking about how her heart rate is up. And then Megan mentions how she noticed that Tina was not able to be as active with her kids. And that's when Megan begins this whole spiel about Tina needing to go see Dr. Proctor, and she needs this weight loss surgery even more than what she even realizes, and how if she doesn't get the surgery right away, she's just going to leave her kids and all this other stuff, trying to use scare tactics to get Tina to do what she wants her to do. And I'm like, Tina, no, if you don't want to get the weight loss surgery, if you want to lose weight naturally, then lose the weight naturally. Do not let Megan sit here and try to peer pressure you into doing something, altering one of the major organs in your body that you need to live, trying to peer pressure you into altering that and doing something that you don't want to do. Like, don't sit here and agree to go see Dr. Proctor if you don't want to. If you know that you can lose the weight and you're actively trying to lose the weight, yeah, you might not lose 25 pounds in a month. It might take you a couple months to lose 25 pounds, but as long as you're working on that, as long as you're working on that, and as long as you are making progress, I feel like you are doing the right thing. Don't sit here and let Megan, somebody who has stagnated on their weight loss journey, who has had the surgery, tell you something. And so Megan is sitting here trying to tell Tina how she needs to get this. And then Tina is voicing real concerns that she has. And it's like Megan just dismisses all of those concerns and kind of gaslights her into doing what she wants her to do. And I will say this, like, I am not a mother, but I do have a dog. And some of the things that I do, I always am concerned about. Well, I need to make sure he is okay. I need to make sure that he has this. I need to make sure X, Y, and Z, because I need to make sure that I'm here to take care of him. I have the proper, money to take care of him, that he has the proper needs that he needs in order to survive X, Y, and Z. So I'm pretty sure that as a mother, your concerns are probably 1,000 times more of a valid concern than mine is, because you want to make sure that you are here for your kids, that you are able to provide for your kids, that you don't leave your kids behind by having a surgery that's not necessarily necessary when you know that you can do it by yourself. And also, I will go ahead and say this. I believe, and when it comes down to losing weight, you should try naturally first before you decide to sit here to alter, that part of your body or any part of your body. And I say that for a couple reasons. And not to necessarily prolong this video, but my main concern is that a lot of times when you see people have this surgery, and even if you go back to what My 600 Pound Life, at the very beginning of each episode, they say that it's like a 5% chance that people who get the surgery will continuously be successful after like so many years of having the surgery. So to me, and what I've seen and what I believe is basically that if you lose weight naturally, like I've seen a lot of people on YouTube like lose weight naturally. And if you lose weight naturally, you have to change your mind, your body, and your soul. They all have to be on the same page to lose the weight. And you have to retrain the way that you see your body. You have to retrain the way that you love on your body. And you have to retrain the way that you actually make sure that you watch what you consume as well as how you exercise. And to me, it's just like a life altering thing at once, where all three of those aspects of your body are in line with each other. And think of my dog. But all right, you're gonna see if you're gonna be quiet. Probably not, but we're gonna go ahead with it. But I do feel like that when you do lose the weight naturally, all three of those things have to be in order on the same page in order for you to be successful with the weight loss and keeping it off. And a lot of times people who do lose it naturally, they're able to keep it off because they have to think about things, and then they're able to catch themselves when there are some psychological triggers or some environmental triggers or some social triggers or some personal triggers that might come up, compared to what we see a lot of times on these shows where it's like they have to lose 25 pounds and then they get the surgery and then they want to send them to like somebody like a therapist to talk to and all this other stuff. I'm like, that needs to be something that they do all the time, is talk to somebody. And also even with somebody who can discuss like body image, like understanding that you have a smaller frame now and what that looks like, and embracing what you actually looks like now instead of what you might have looked like when you might have been 100 pounds or 200 pounds or so heavier. So I don't know, I can do another video about this, but Tina, if you have those concerns, just know that they're valid. And I know it's gonna sound a little shady. It's one thing if Megan was successful by it. You know, she had lost all the weight and she was continuing to lose a lot of weight. It would be one thing, but you have two examples around you where it's like one person had the surgery, she wasn't successful. Another person, she had the surgery and she's kind of stalling out. So take what you may with that. So moving on. So next we see Vanessa, Megan, and Tina go to the spray tan place because Vanessa doesn't want them to go on the beach. And she said it looked like white beach balls or something. I think that's what she said, like white beach balls. I'm like, okay. So they go and they get a spray tan, and I didn't see a difference. I didn't see a difference. I guess they didn't invite Ashley because Ashley already has a natural tan anyway. You know, we had a melanated skin. So yeah. And she was like, when somebody had made the comment, put it like this, that they look smaller because they actually have like a tan on them now. And I'll be real, they say some really like borderline things that as a Black person kind of rubs me the wrong way. Um, Particularly Vanessa kind of says some of those things, and I'm like, now Vanessa, I like you. I do, I like you. And but sometimes you be just saying some stuff and I'll be like, but the person who made that comment, I'm like, so you saying like if you Black, you had your weight better because of our skin, or you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but moving right along. So in the scene, we see Megan. She needs to be hyped up once yet and again about getting naked and stuff because she talks about her insecurities about her body. which are very valid. You know, a lot of people, they don't like getting naked in front of people. So, you know, it is what it is. But Vanessa, Vanessa don't mind getting naked in front of nobody. She don't mind. She pulls the clothes off. Okay. And I was super proud of Tina in this because she wanted to be an example to her friend. And so she got naked. She stepped outside. We all know Tina. Tina, she stepped outside of her comfort zone. And so that was dope. That she was able to do that to encourage Megan. And Megan finally stepped outside her comfort zone so she can get her tan too. But and they could have kept them clothes on because you couldn't see no tan. So on the ride there, on the ride there, we see that they are discussing trying to stay on their diet while on vacation. And then they talk about having food and men in their mouths. And I'm just going to keep it at that and continue. I'm just going to continue on. But I will say, Tina engaged in some of the conversation. I was like, yes, Tina, yes. Stepping outside of your comfort zone. That's what I like to see. So the ladies get to the vacation rental, and it's a very, very, very nice vacation rental. And they have a golf cart, and the golf cart is super cute. Okay. And so they go and they hump test the beds because they want to make sure if they do decide to bring somebody back, it ain't no squeaking and deaking and all this other stuff. I really just made the other part up, but they want to make sure, you know, they did the squeak test with it. And then they also do a nice little cute toast on like the little patio area outside of their condo. And also Megan, she starts to turn up. Okay. Megan starts, she's like, you know, give me this bottle. We about to have a good time. I'm on vacation. We about to turn up. And then she also says later on that she's going to basically like not be concerned about her calories because she's going to drink most of her calories instead of eat her calories. So I'm like, we're gonna see how that work out because when you do stuff like that, you get drunk. You get drunk fast and not the kind of drunk when you able to like bounce back. You get drunk to the point to where it's like, that's me and my friends say it's gonna be a man down situation. And your friends, I can already look at them. They want to have a good time. They don't want to babysit. So moving right along. So in the next scene, we see them on their golf cart driving down the strip and they are playing honk your horn wars with people. I don't know. I don't know. And then we see them at a shop getting those airbrushed t-shirts. And I thought it was really cute because they wanted to commemorate the time by getting these t-shirts. And I used to always want one of those shirts. When we were little, me and my sister, we would go to the beach and she would get those shirts all the time, but I would never get one. And I always thought they looked cool. I don't know why I never got one, but I don't know. I think those shirts are like really cool. So I'm happy that they were able to get some of those. So we wrap up the episode with this whole night out situation. And let me tell y'all something. Megan got turned up. Okay. She was like Roscoe Dash and Soldier Boy and all of them. Like she was turned up. And to just start off, so the ladies, you know, they're getting ready, they get ready, and then they drive over to like one of the local bars. So they show up to the bar, and the ladies, they're ordering things. And I will say, Ashley really thought about what she ordered because she got, I think it was like a Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi or something with like some liquor in it. And so she really was trying to be cautious about the type of or how many calories she was intaking through her drinks. And Megan, she was trying to have a good time. She was just trying to have a good time. So she's like, I'll get what she get. And next thing you know, they sit down at the table. Megan, she throws hers back while Ashley is talking. She takes hers and throws hers back. Next thing you know, she takes Vanessa, she throws hers back. And next thing you know, homegirl is drunk. Okay, homegirl is drunk. And I'm like, Megan. And it's to the point to where you can tell the ladies are upset. I know I would be upset, especially during COVID, because I'm like, I'm not drinking after nobody during no COVID, okay? I don't even want to be around people. Now, that's why on the weekends, you gonna find me in my house. I'm not going out with people. But for them to go out places and for her to be drinking after them, I'm like, no. And drinks are expensive. So if I buy me a drink, you're not drinking after me. You might can get a sip, but you're not drinking my drink unless I verbally tell you I don't want this drink. But she's stealing drinks from people, tossing them back, tossing them back. And it gets to the point to where she is like drunk or she pretends like she's drunk. I don't know. You can watch it and kind of figure out if you think she's drunk or she's pretending like she's drunk. But she's tossing them back. At this point, she's like leaning all over the tables and stuff like this. Like she is like almost passed out, quote unquote. And they're like, okay, we about to go. And so she acting like she's not about to get up. And I'm like, honey, even though these are some bigger women, you can't expect them to pick you up because you're a bigger woman too. Okay. Like you're gonna need to get up and get yourself, collect yourself and get yourself together. Whatever you need to do. For you to get up and walk out of here, you need to do it. So Ashley, like, we gonna call the police. Bet Vanessa got it, not Vanessa. Oh my gosh. I bet Megan got up then. And all the women were just like, because Tina said that she did not want to babysit. And I know Tina didn't want to babysit. I know that Vanessa didn't want to babysit. And I know that Ashley did not want to babysit. So they go to this other place. I'm not sure where this other little location was. And then they're sitting down, I guess, to try to make sure Megan is okay. She started to cry and stuff. So it was during this scene where I figured out that Megan really uses her tears as a weapon. And I say that because anytime she thinks somebody is mad at her, she starts crying. Anytime she thinks somebody is going to say something negative to her, she starts crying. Anytime she thinks that somebody is going to call her out or hold her accountable, she starts crying. And I'm not sure if you all have seen that too, but I'm like, Megan, you just can't bust out into tears all the time. Like, that's just not going to work. And I see, and I'm glad that it didn't work this time around because everybody down there to have a good time. Everybody is down there to have a good time. And you crying for what? For what? Like, you the one took everybody to drink and got drunk really fast instead of just going with the flow and letting it be a vibe for the night. But no, you wanted to do all this. And I was watching Auntie's, yeah, I think it's called Auntie's Reviews. And she even mentioned, like, was it one of those things where she was trying to get drunk so they would have to go back to the house fast, or if she was just really just trying to turn up. And I would say that I feel like she probably was trying to get drunk so they can go back to the house fast because she is self-conscious about her body more so than trying to get drunk to forget what people were trying to say about her and things of that nature. But that's just me. And the episode concludes by them going back to the house and it kind of just cuts off from there. And we see in the next episode that they are going to be talking to Megan about her behavior and her drinking and things of that nature. So I'm interested to see those conversations. I will say that we're 5 episodes in and I do like the show. I will admit I do like the show. The more we go into the show, I do like Ashley. I think she's probably my favorite, then Vanessa, then Tina. But Megan, and I really like Megan from Too Large. I really did. But I'm just like, I don't know. I like Megan, but then Megan, she gets on my nerves. At the same time, so I'm like, I like her, but she gets on my nerves. I like her, but she gets on my nerves. So this is where we are with this. I feel like they need some more story development, some more character development. I feel like I would like to see them do a little bit more sustainable programs and events or outings with the ladies that will help them once they actually say, okay, cut for the season so that when we see them the next season, they can be doing better and not worse. Because like I said, I don't want to see Vanessa and her sons go back to stay with Jackie since they've had that whole exchange and she done moved out. And I don't want to see her hopping from house to house, especially not in a homeless shelter. I do want to see Megan move outside of Tina's house. And I just want to see how the ladies do good, you know? So those are the type of things that I'm interested in seeing, not them going on trips and all this other stuff that they showing. But that's just me. You know, I'm not a producer on the show. If y'all want me to, but but anyway, so make sure that you go ahead and you like, you share, and you subscribe. And if you have any reviews or comments about this particular episode, drop down and let me know what you think. So until next time, see you later and peace.